Hello, everyone. This is Cindy Mazzaferro, and I'm so excited to have Steve Meyers here. He had contacted me through the web after reading my book, Powerful Beyond Measure, and how it totally transformed his life and got him thinking. And I asked him, would you be willing to do a video testimony? Because it really brings added value to actually hear and see what the person wants to say in their message. So thank you, Steve, for taking this time.
Well, thanks for having me, Cindy.
Great. So what made you want to read my book? What kind of got you interested in the subject matter?
I've got to be honest with you. Generally, this is not a book that I would have sought out. It's a little out of my comfort zone being a guy. We think we have everything figured out. And I started reading it and instantly became hooked because I could see a lot of patterns that you talked about in the book, and not only myself, but people around me. And so it really, for lack of a better word, sucked me in. And I even did the worksheets with it to get the most out of it I could. And it was just remarkable. I'm also a trader, so the chapter on intuition really struck home with me because I've always had intuition. And I thought that was so spot on. And I've always believed that. Never had a lot of in-depth conversations with people. And that's why I also chose to reach out to you personally after I had read the book to get more insight from you, especially on intuition. And, I just want to tell people the amazing thing was within 5 minutes, carrying on a conversation with you, just how spot on with things that were going on with my life, decision making, people surrounding me, my relationships, really amazing. So that's why I did feel that I wanted to do this, give you a big kudos. And generally I don't do this, but you were so spot on that I felt like I just had to tell people, and I feel like you're going to help a lot of people with your book and your other services.
So great. So let me just back up a little bit, and I appreciate that. So my book is Powerful Beyond Measure, 3 Steps to Claim Your Power Within for a Happy and Healthy Life. So Steve, let's just take a second and talk about that. So I really appreciate that you actually took the time to go through the workshops, the worksheets, because that's when you actually have to put pen to paper and problem solve, self-discovery, and try to identify the areas of our past that continues to impact our present day. And I really loved it because when we did finally connect personally and you wanted some private coaching, and it is nothing like when you actually read the book and have so much knowledge that you gain, then to follow it up with a personal session because you actually gain even greater insight that helps you to integrate this knowledge that you've kind of come to understand better of how your life has been, how you've been reacting, how you've been lack of acting. Action can be either going forward or taking no action. And sometimes taking no action is a good step, and sometimes taking action is the better step. And how we view people, how we view our relationships that have gone awry, relationships we still have with our present people involved. All of these things have integral connections to how we personally are interacting with that. Would you say that's correct?
Absolutely. And, my quest is always to become a better person. And we don't do that unless we really do step out of our comfort zone. Otherwise, we repeat the same mistakes over and over again. And that's why I choose to really get into this, do the worksheets, and try to get the most out of it, which, I was really amazed. It was like being back at school again. And so I'm excited about implementing all of this going forward and knowing it's going to make a difference.
And it will, and it's really amazing because one of the things that this book does is empowers you, the reader, because it's so easy for us to blame society, blame circumstances, situations, and individuals that they're causing you to feel a certain way. They're causing you to be angry, to have the action you're taking, whether it's yelling and screaming and fighting, or being submissive and retreating. We have wide realm of actions that we can take or not take. And it's so different when you can say, I'm going to stop blaming this person for acting this way, which, is creating this set of circumstances, and I'm having to deal with it. The better thing is I can't change that person's actions, right? Because they're their own source. They're going to make their own decisions, whether you like it or not. So the only one that you can impact is your own action and how you perceive that individual, those circumstances, and what you choose to take as action steps towards it. And that's an amazing situation to be put into, right, Steve?
It is. I think we all know on a basic level that we can't change somebody or somebody's way of thinking, but we can change the way that we handle a situation. And it's harder to implement it than people think. So a book like yours really gives you some tools to go out and do exactly that. And it does empower you, which I think everybody needs.
And what was really amazing, Steve came to our personal call with a lot of aha moments, as we call them, on a lot of self-discovery that he mastered reading the book. But it was amazing. He was shocked in awe at times, like, oh my gosh, it's like you've lived my life with me. How did you know all this was going on? Yeah. And it does make a difference when you work with a coach, when you work with a mentor that helps you to see things that you don't see, because you kind of like are that racetrack horse, a horse, a horse that runs a racetrack. They have the blinders on the side, so they only know to go one direction. Well, often when you have that happen, you're going down the same path over and over again, and you don't know how to look at the situation differently, which gives you a whole breadth of new ways to handle it, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
And so it was really fun, and I really appreciate you reaching out to me, and I'm so excited to see how you move forward in your life situations and getting the results that you want. It's very exciting. And that's another thing, is that people can choose to look at their life as wonderful, hopeful, exciting, or they can look at it as depressing, deplorable, there's no recovery, I'm stuck in this hole of misery. And that's not true. We all have the limitless potentials of capabilities that we can each have and experience in our life. And with that process, you can create joy and happiness and health. So it's amazing. So Steve, just real quickly, has there been health issues, and you don't have to go into anything specific for you personally, that you feel that this might also impact?
Oh, absolutely. And as we know, a lot of health issues are caused by stress. Right. So I think as I learned to deal with those in a healthier way, that a lot of these health problems will also take care of themselves. Absolutely.
When we become more restful, more peaceful within ourselves, then our physical symptoms become more restful, more peaceful, and are not so inflamed and agitated and irritated and coming out in physical ways. So, well, thank you so much, Steve. This has really been helpful, and I hope your words, your testimony has really evoked some interest in people going out and considering purchasing their copy of Powerful Beyond Measure. It will totally transform your life and create miracles in ways that you have no idea that will be revealed to you. So thank you, Steve. Do you have any parting words for us?
No, just thank you, Cindy, for for writing the book and getting me started. And it was my pleasure.
Great. Thank you, and have a blessed day. And thank you for all participating on this call. Take care.